Students, welcome back to our physics class. So on the part of kinematics, we are discussing about the basic definitions in the previous class. So we are going to discussing now the motion in 1, 2, 3 dimensions. Okay. So simply, if a body is going to move in a directions, there are exactly 3 directions there. Let us consider if it is x direction and y direction and z direction. So in those directions, if you write that if r is the acceleration or velocity in the direction, so now you can write x plus y plus z. This is the total acceleration or total velocity. If you consider r is the velocity and this is the total velocity of the object, and if you consider the acceleration, and this will be the total acceleration of the object. Now if you want to move, write the directions xi, yj and zk. You can write xi, yj and zk. Okay, these are the velocity directions in the direction of acceleration. These are the components of acceleration, and these I, j, k are the directions. Okay, now if you want to derive this equation dr by dt, okay, with respect to time, we are going to derive. Now dx by dt bracket of I plus dy by dt bracket of j plus dz by dt bracket of k. Okay, so this is the equation. So if you consider this is the velocity or acceleration, and this is the component dx by dt is the components of velocity, and it will be a direction of the velocity in the velocity in the I direction, in z direction, in k direction, and this is the equation for 3-dimensional object, motion in 3 dimensions. This is the component of motion and I is the direction of motion. Okay, but if you want for 2 dimension, so you can write any two of these one. So for example, the motion of the component is r bar, that equal to xi plus yj. These are only two-dimensional motion. For that you can draw as a diagram. Simply there is only two motions, x and y, xi and yj. Okay, so if you consider another equation, for example this x and z, you can write it as r bar equal to xi and plus zj. You can write this forms also, and you can write yz also, any two of these equation. Okay, that is going to 2-dimensional body. Of course, if you want to consider the component of the motion in 1-dimensional body, then you can write r bar equal to xi simply. So if you want to derive this equation for one-dimensional motion equation, r bar dr by dt equal to simply dx by dt. This is for 1 dimension. Okay, so that is the motion in 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension. Okay, write down. Now let's come back to the acceleration. So in previous class we are going to discuss acceleration. So what is acceleration? For primarily simply the rate of change of velocity, that is dv by dt. Okay, the rate of change of velocity. Simply you can write in the words velocity with respect to time. Velocity by time. That is what the acceleration here. Of course, we are discussing about the average acceleration and instantaneous acceleration in previous class also. Okay, so after that, so we are going to discuss about the constant acceleration. So consider that is, if you throw a body to the upward direction, if you throw a object or throw simply a stone going to upward direction, and the initial velocity is u and the final velocity is v, and this is going to upwards, so body is going to upwards and velocity is going to upwards, but the acceleration is going to downwards. See here the acceleration is let us consider 11.8 per second, 8 meter per second, and it is going to decrease 0 meter per second speed. This is going to retardation, not acceleration. Okay, and that's why we are going to write negative mark in the equation. So if the acceleration is going to be increased, that is what increased acceleration we are called. So in that case, how we can write is, so uniform acceleration, which means there is no change in the acceleration. Okay, the entire level it is going to be equal acceleration. For on that case, you can use simply s equal to ut plus half at square. Square minus u square equal to 2s. Another one is v equal to u plus at. So from that, if it is a constant acceleration, you can derive that a equal to at equal to what will happen, v minus u. Simply a equal to v minus u by t. This is another fourth equation. So these are all the equations when the acceleration is going to constant. That means uniform acceleration, which means simply the acceleration is, for example, a body is going to continuous motion. The initial step is, for example, 5 meters per second square. That is what the acceleration initially, and it is going to end with 5 meters per acceleration, 5 meters per second square. There is no change in the middle of the traveling. So that is what we call uniform acceleration. That is what constant acceleration. On that constant acceleration, if you want to find out acceleration, these are the equations we have. So s equal to ut plus half at square. Here is the acceleration, and simply acceleration. Okay, these are the formulas. Then uniform, when the acceleration is going to uniform. If the acceleration is non-uniform, that means there is always change in the acceleration or retardation. On that case, we are going to discuss, there is no equation for the non-uniform acceleration in that case. These are the equations for the uniform acceleration when the acceleration is constant. And we have another term, non-uniform acceleration, which means there is always change in the acceleration component. Okay, so for that we are going to discuss, there is no equation for uniform acceleration. So if you want to derive the equation for uniform acceleration, write the components dv by dt. Simply acceleration is dv by dt, and that equal to acceleration is the function of time. So simply f of t. Acceleration is the function of time. So acceleration dv by dt equal to f of t. So if it is going to that side, simply v by t equal to, or else v equal to, simply v equal to integral of function of time. So t1 to t2. The limits are t1 to t2. This is the value. So if you want to derive the displacement, that is dx by dt or ds by dt also, so you can write it as v equal to dx by dt, that is velocity equal to displacement per time. So simply that is integral of t1 to t2 into function of time. So the values will come in this side. So again you need to derive that for the velocity or displacement time. So simply s equal to or x equal to this one we need to integrate. So initially there is no integration, and here the x equal to integral of t1 to tt, again f of t. So simply the displacement is the component, that is capital T. Function of t is the integral function of f of t is the function of capital F of t. Let us consider. So capital F of t is equal to integral small f of t. So after integration the f of t is come. So simply small f of t equal to the capital F of t. So the function of time is equal to capital F of time. So this is the equation if you want to do something for the non-uniform accelerations. Okay. So if you want to find out the x here, the component of capital F of t is the component of x, then you can equate the x equal to a capital F of t integral capital F of t t1 to t2. This is the motion equation for the displacement in the function of time, and this is the equation for the velocity in the function of time, and this is the acceleration. So after uniform and non-uniform acceleration, let us come back to the graphs. So simply graphs we need to draw for the displacement and time, and another graph is for velocity and time, and third graph is for acceleration and time. Okay, these are the three graphs we need to draw for the finding the acceleration. So in the part of graphs we need to find what are the components of these three. So from these three graphs, if you want to find out the uniform and non-uniform acceleration, simply if the straight line is going to happen between these two, for example from 2 seconds to from 5 seconds, the displacement is going to same, which means from 2 seconds to 5 seconds the displacement is going to same. That means it's a constant velocity, there is no change in velocity. So also the velocity is going with respect to time. So here the time and here the velocity. So if the constant time, the velocity is going to constantly, that means a straight line. This gives the acceleration, which means a constant acceleration is there. For example, this is the 2 seconds, here is the velocity 2 meters per second. After the 5 seconds, the velocity is also 2 meters per second. So this is the straight line in the concept of velocity, which gives a constant acceleration or else the uniform acceleration. So finally a straight line gives the indication of uniform acceleration. Since straight line which gives uniform acceleration, this is the point we need to remember for the exam, uniform acceleration. For example, let us consider another part. If the slope is there, which means, see in the graphs there is a slope like this, there is a curve, not slope, there is a curve like this. So at those points different places are there. So in these points from 2 to 5 seconds, so here is the 2 seconds, this is the displacement, and at the 3 seconds this is the displacement is going to maximum, and then it is going to fall again. So this is the change in displacement. There is no continuous displacement is there. So again we are going to slope in the curve in the second concept also. There is no constant velocity. Okay. And third one, for the acceleration, there is no constant acceleration is there. So the curve indicates, which means there is no uniformity. So that means there is a non-uniform promotion is in 3 graphs. So curve indicates what it is. Curve indicates non-uniform acceleration. So why we are going to write acceleration here? The final output is known as acceleration. So that's why we are going to write in the form of acceleration here. So now let us consider another graphs. Same graphs, but we have to consider the components is different. Time and displacement, and time and velocity, time and acceleration. So in these concepts, if you draw a slope, which means see here to here, the slope is like this one. In the time limit of 2 to 4, the slope is going to here higher displacement to lower the displacement, which means with respect to slope, with respect to time, the displacement is going to change. Okay, if the straight line is there, so there is no displacement. Time is there, but displacement is not there. So there is no displacement. But here let us consider here to here, point A to B, there is a slope. So definitely there is a change in the dimension of displacement. So the displacement or the slope gives this to velocity. So simply with respect to time, change in displacement. What is it? Simply velocity. Again consider here another slope is there. Okay, for that slope you can find it change. So in the time interval 2 to 4 seconds, let's consider 2 to 4 seconds. In the time interval of 2 seconds, the velocity is going to A to B. So there is a change in the velocity with respect to time. So what is it is called? Again that gives the acceleration. Okay, here the displacement gives velocity and velocity gives acceleration. Again consider there is a constant acceleration or a change in acceleration is there. That is what the non-uniform acceleration. Okay, so if the slope of this one is there, that is non-uniform acceleration. If here the straight line is there, that is there is no change in acceleration. Let us consider here is a straight line. So acceleration is going to constant. So that means it is a uniform acceleration. But if any change is there, that is non-uniform acceleration. Okay. So let us consider the area. So here the slope gives velocity, and for velocity acceleration. So let us consider the area covered by the slope. So here the area. Okay, and here is the area, and here is the area. So see simply, so the acceleration area which is in this direction. So which gives the change in velocity. Okay, so simply the area gives the previous velocity, simply the area covered by the body with respect to time to acceleration, that gives the velocity. In the part of velocity to time, which gives the displacement here. So the displacement. So here is the, consider the area gives the backward direction symbol. So if you consider the area of the acceleration to time, which gives velocity. If you consider the time to velocity, which gives displacement. So here you can write velocity to displacement, negative symbol. Velocity to displacement. So let us discuss again answer. So if you consider the slope of the displacement, which gives the velocity. If you consider the slope of the velocity, which gives the acceleration. Again, if you consider the area of acceleration, area of covered by a body through the slope of the acceleration, which gives the velocity. The area covered by the body is the slope with the velocity to time, which gives the displacement. So this is the things we will get from these graphs. So these are the graphs we need to discuss in the part 2. So if the graph is straight line, that is uniform, indicates uniform acceleration. If the graph is curved, that indicates non-uniform acceleration. The slope indicates the forward direction results, and the area indicates the backward direction results. Okay, these are the graphs we need to do, and next we are going to solve some of problems from these. Okay.